So we're live in the Keswick Theatre with the Glam Skanks, like promised.
Hello.
We have
Hey.
Callie,
Hi.
Millie, V,
Hey. Cassie.
new drummer.
Yes.
Yes, I knew that. See, doing our studying up here, and of course, alongside me as always is Jeff Porrini. So we'll just jump right into it real quick, as we want to introduce our listeners to you guys. Can you let us know how you came up with the name of your band? Because I kind of read somewhere you might have named it after Tom Hanks. Is that the truth? Because
sort of. It started off as a joke with our friend Carlos. We already had a gig booked, but we had no band name. So we were at least looking for some sort of working title to at least, play under for the show. And our friend Carlos was saying he was making lamb shanks. Mm-hmm. And I said, if you throw some glitter on those, they'd be glam shanks. And he wrote down lamb shanks, glam shanks, glam skanks, Tom Hanks, no thanks. And we were all looking, we're like, Glam Skanks, that's at least good enough for the one show. And after we played the one show, everybody was like, that name's hilarious. We love it. So it just kind of stuck with us.
Stuck from there on out. Yeah. And everybody agreed with that then? It was a good name?
It was really me and V who had to agree.
Yeah, we didn't really have a band at the time. We had friends playing with us. We just jumped right into it. No original songs.
Kind of cool, kind of funny. And
So now, playing shows and coming out with that name, how did people take it? Like, what kind of a band did they think that you were?
People usually love it. Whenever we say Glam Skanks, they're like, they laugh. Or they're just like,
no
way. Like, I'll never forget that.
A few people hate it, but either way it works. Because if you love it or you hate it, we're doing our job.
It gets attention, and that's what matters. Because when you look us up on Google, we're the first thing that pops up. Like, there's no other.
Originally, only porn showed up when you looked up the name Glam Skanks.
So now you guys are first, and then porn is second.
Now the porn's way lower down.
Which I'm sure upsets a lot of people. But,
we're better.
Hopefully they don't think we are.
So tonight, I mean, you guys have been on tour with Adamant for a little bit now.
Yes.
How does it feel to open up for such an iconic, legendary person like Adam?
It's so amazing.
Surreal.
Yeah, really surreal.
Yeah. We don't want it to end.
I think it's more surreal as time goes on because we just
it hasn't
hit
us until recently. We're like, no.
Yeah, tomorrow's the last night, and now we're like, we don't want it to
And
end.
even seeing Adam's show every night, I could watch it every single night, and I'm like, I don't want to stop watching his show, or playing.
But the good thing is, you guys are making a name for yourself and getting bigger. Maybe Adam will be opening up for you one day.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's like, oh no.
No, I mean that would be great for us, but
It'd be good for Adam too. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't go there. Don't go with that. Like I said, we recently got a chance to listen to your album, Glitter City. We absolutely loved it. I'm a big metal guy, and I really enjoyed it. Which you don't hear big metal guys, enjoying glitter rock too much. It's the truth, So how does it feel when fans of other genres come out and tell you how much they enjoy your music?
It's cool. Actually, we just played at the observatory in Santa Ana, and there was a double show going on, and it was all these like crust punk, street punk, kids with studded jackets, and a lot of them came over to our side of the show. And after we played, they're like, "Oh, you guys were sick. That was awesome." Yeah. And for us, it was a total surprise because we're like, "What? You would be into because we don't scream at all." And we heard their music, and it was just all rah, We're like, "Oh, cool, thank you," So it was pretty cool.
I think there's a little. In our music, there's a little bit for everyone, It's there's
Definitely.
all different.
The attitude. That's what a lot of people say is that they're like, we like your attitude,
Yeah.
So.
And every song's pretty different on the album. It's
Exactly, absolutely.
It's not.
Yeah. There's not the same type of song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what he was just saying a little bit before. Jeff was saying how every song is completely different. So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And it's because
how
we all like different styles of rock and roll, so we try to, bring that into the mix.
That's great. So we read also that you were Sheree Curry's backup band. So let's talk about another legendary icon, symbol of the rock scene.
Yeah, that was
you were her backup band for a little bit, supposedly by accident. How did that happen? And were you guys just freaking out?
Oh, yeah. First, we did a show a few months prior to the one where we were her backing band, where she was DJing the show. And they just asked if we knew Cherry Bomb for her to come up and sing that song. So we did Cherry Bomb with her. And then a few months later for a New Year's Eve show, we were asked by some friends of ours over at Lethal Amounts if we not only wanted to play a set, but then if we would be her backing band, since she had already kind of met us and knew of us when they threw the idea out there and she was into it. So we didn't even really discuss the set list with her or anything. She was just like, oh, pick some songs, I'll sing them. So we picked the songs, just asked her what key she wanted to do stuff in, and just went ahead and did it.
Yeah.
And how was that, like, as an experience?
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was great.
Is that something you guys are still flying high about, knowing that?
It was really cool.
There were cool people there. Glenn Danzig was there. So many. Wasn't there another? Was it Ramstein?
Ramstein.
I think
Morrissey
he
was
was there
supposed
too.
to be there.
Oh yeah,
right?
Morrissey was supposed to be
Yeah.
there.
Saw
but
his
that wasn't.
name.
Yeah.
His name. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
just so weird because we've looked up to them for so long since we were younger, and to like be on
them
stage
and
with
play
her, we
with
were
them.
just like, wait,
Freaking
what?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then when we played in Los Angeles, Billy Idol was there in the crowd, like upstairs. Yeah, and we're like, what? Like, this is so great.
Now, have you ever had, like, any of these people who've listened to, like, a Billy Idol come up to you and say, you know, how much they enjoyed your music or your show, or...
Did Glenn Danzig love us, didn't
Yeah.
Glenn
gotta miss
Danzig
him.
is a cool dude, just
Yeah,
for
he's
liking
really
music.
cool.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. So, let's talk to you for a second, Vic. You grew up in the world of rock and roll. Most everybody knows you, Pops. I'm sure this comes up a lot. Your father's Bruce Wicken, who pretty much everybody knows. So now that you are fully into the music scene, growing up around this scene, how did that help you as you were branching out and getting into your own thing and trying to start the Glam Skanks?
Well, I've learned so much being around him. I grew up in his studio, so I know how to fix things and set things up, and tech for myself, which is always really helpful. And I have a certain work ethic that's been drilled into me from years of being around him and around the people he's worked with. So that's really helped me just learn how to be the best and most professional musician I can be from his example, because he's probably one of the hardest working, most professional people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I heard his name, because I try to fancy myself on people, and I knew who your father was right away. And I was like, wow, that's. And I don't want to sound rude by saying, but you don't look nothing like your father. So I was like, no, that can't be. I don't think so. I really don't think so.
The hair going on.
Yeah, well, besides.
Yeah, their hair was twins.
Yeah, he's wandering around here somewhere, actually. I don't know where he is, but he's here somewhere.
You see the cloud.
See the cloud. So now, do you think that gave you an edge in getting into the scene and doing your own thing?
It's definitely helped, for sure. I mean, there's no guarantees in this business, but it's definitely helped knowing the people that he knows. Even him have had playing with Adam back in the 90s. We've known him forever and kept in touch with him, so that definitely helped with this situation and everything. So I feel like it's definitely given me a little bit more of an edge over other musicians, having him and his friends around.
So, Millie, we'll jump one off you real quick. You weren't really keen on joining the group. We heard about a little rendezvous at a strip club.
She wasn't keen.
Yeah, because I had just I just moved to Los Angeles, and I had already been in 2 bands, and I was asked by one of Allie's friends, hey, do you live in LA now? And I was like, yeah, what are you doing in LA? Because we're both from the East Bay. And he was like, yeah, you should meet my friend Allie's band. She's really cool, and she's in an all-girl band, and they need a bass player. And I was like, huh? And I was like, oh, let me check them out. And I wasn't really into glam rock much. I mean, I liked Bowie and stuff here and there, but I was more into punk or metal or whatever. I listened to everything, but it was new to me. And the style, seeing them in their sequins and glitter. I'm like, oh, I don't even wear glitter, and I wear black all the time. Well, not anymore. And I was just like, oh, I don't know, this is not something I'm used to. But then after hanging out with them a few times, I fell in love with them individually, and they had so much passion and drive for music, and they were my age. I usually play with people who are 10, 20 years older than me. I'm this is the first time meeting people my age that are this passionate about music. I can't let this go. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And
and then they took me out to a strip club. And it was the first time we all went to a strip club.
We were like, let's get her warmed up
was
to
just
our
a strip
band.
club.
Yeah, it was a gay
drag
night.
night.
Yeah,
Drag
and there
night.
was some weird guy peeling a potato, and it was a fetish thing. So weird. Yeah, he was wearing.
So we got our
he was,
drinks
I
and
don't know,
watched
some
this.
big dude.
Yeah, and we all
So weird.
became friends immediately.
So,
Initiation.
was the drag thing is the one that sealed the deal for you, or just...
No, it was actually it was at a bar called Black Cat in Silver Lake where I live, and we were just drinking outside, and we all just had this like moment of bonding about how much passion we had for music, and I was just like, done.
That's how magic happens.
It usually does, especially at the drag places. So let's talk about glam and glitter rock in a whole. In the 80s, it was a lot bigger, kind of died down in the 90s. It seems to be starting to take on a little bit more of a life itself once again.
Yeah.
Do you see more and more fresh faces starting to come out and get into the glitter scene?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think with like artists like Lady Gaga and Miley Cyrus, they're all about the glam and the glitter. So it's more in the pop world, not as much rock anymore. But
we're trying to bring it out of the rock world again.
Young girls definitely like glitter and glam. I don't think it matters what genre you're into.
Yeah.
Glitter is like, you see it, it's fun, it's eye-catching.
Glitter is actually becoming a trend now, and I do work in the cosmetic industry as well, and I see that glitter's becoming a trend, so that's kind of good for us.
That's great, but it's different in the rock scene, though, to glitter, right? Because it's more kick-ass than it is in the pop world.
Yeah.
It's more like, girly-ish in the pop world, in rock it's more of a,
It's a nice
hit you in the face.
contrast, I feel.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look at these like girly, glittery girls, and we get on stage. And,
Yeah, because we actually just want to
Kick
throw
them
it
out.
in your eyes. That's how we make it rock and roll. We want to attack you with glitter.
Please don't do that.
rain glitter, rain glitter.
Yeah.
It won't be tonight, but if you come to any other show, you'll get glitter.
We'll get glitter
on your
bombs?
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening. People.
And it won't come off of your bald head for
probably not,
weeks.
So, how do you feel about the music scene in a whole today, especially the rock scene? Because we hear so many things how supposedly rock is dying, the metal genre is dying. They don't get any respect from any of the big award shows. You guys being on the inside, how do you feel about that?
There's not a lot of new bands, in the rock
Yeah.
scene or metal, punk, any of those scenes, It's a lot of bands that have been around for a long time. Everything you hear on the radio is just like
Same.
so,
Stale.
like produced and electronic, and it's not really like a band setting anymore.
Yeah.
So, definitely something that we're trying to do is just bring it back,
Bring
let
the
people know that we're still
experience.
here and it's still, going strong.
And I think a big thing that we do is our performance is so big, and we're putting show back in show business because it's not even a thing anymore, really. Everyone just shows up in what they were wearing and just, stares at their feet and plays their guitar, and it's just
no edge.
It's
stale.
about energy.
No
It's
edge
all
to
about
it.
the energy. Everyone has their own,
Individual
Yeah.
personality that you can see on stage.
But having like costumes and style, like that's really, really important in a band and in music, because it's not just about the music; it's about the whole package and having,
You don't want to put a poster on your wall of a band that doesn't have an image.
yeah. And
People
we
use
hope
posters anymore?
we hope it becomes like a cult, kind of like cult following thing, just like Adam and his followers and fans. They wear the makeup and they get dressed up, and it's like a a family thing, or even Turbo Yugen people.
Oh yeah, like a band called Turbo Negro, who is one of my favorite bands. They have a fan club that's kind of underground, and they're called Turbo Yugen. And every city all over the world, there's a chapter, and you have to get approved by the president of that chapter. And you have like a denim jacket, and it has all the same logo embroidered in the back, and the city on the bottom, and then your own warrior.
Yeah, just to like
So
get
it's like a gang, yeah.
Yeah, just to get fans involved, and they feel like they actually have a part
Yeah.
in your
People-
music, and because it's really like for them too. We're trying to inspire people, so when they feel connected to what we're doing and they feel like they're a part of it and they help make it happen, then I feel like,
And we want people to come to our shows and feel like they belong, no matter what background they're from, like what sex they are, whatever they identify with. They can belong with the
and they can
glam.
slap
great.
some glitter on even if they've
Yeah.
never worn glitter in their life.
Yeah,
'cause it's
and
just fun
nobody's gonna
for the
judge you.
night.
That's great.
One might never heard
Because we were actually talking about that earlier, where bands really don't do that anymore. There's not an image. The Kiss Army, stuff like that. Anvil
That was
with their
the
Metal
image.
Pounders Union.
Yeah.
And it
Not
was
many
like-
bands do it. It's the older bands.
It's
so
like a
it's
phenomenon too. Like
It is an
there's no
old-
bands, and it's like a phenomenon. Like it's there's nothing like that. It's just.
At least you got a jacket. He said he joined the Kiss Army back in the day. Would you get a guitar pick? And that
This
was
jacket's
great.
kind of our
Yeah,
we're
V
starting
made
to
these jackets.
turn around.
There you go.
Even though no one can
There
see
you
it on
go.
the
We all
podcast.
have one.
Perfect. It's like the Warriors over here. I like it.
Yeah.
Tour's over. I'm going to messages on Twitter, and I want a jacket.
I will make you a jacket.
Absolutely.
I can see him wearing it too. So, we've already talked about legendary, iconic people that you've hung out with, you've played with. You got to open for Alice Cooper at one point. Awesome. I would kill the.
Yeah.
I have no musical bone in my body, but I would love to open for Alice.
Yeah, he was awesome.
But the great thing is that he asked to borrow your makeup.
Yes.
No, he
Well,
didn't
he
even
already-
ask. He
He
did
told
it.
us that he already did. He said, "Oh, I hope you don't mind. I borrowed some of your guys' eyeliner. I hope nobody minds." And we started laughing, and he stops us. He goes, "No, I'm serious. I borrowed your eyeliner. I hope you don't
Like,
mind."
he used our black eyeliner.
And we said, "We were like, of course we don't mind. You're Alice Cooper. Use all you want."
No.
Like,
Did you
take it.
did you retire it
Actually,
and
no,
like
we
enshrine
wanted
it somewhere?
No, I'm still using the
wish.
same eyeliner. I think.
I don't know whose it was though, because we all had our makeup bags out. I had black eyeliner.
Yeah,
you had black
we don't
eyeliner.
even know
We'll
who
never know
specifically
who
it was.
was Alice Cooper's germs.
So you took control over it then? All right. So after this tour, what's next for the group?
We don't know. We have some things.
We're gonna start writing
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
studio for sure.
I guess
Like
writing.
to
We would.
get in the studio, record at the end of the year, but hopefully do a couple more tours between.
Yeah,
we
wanna
love
keep
to
touring.
touring.
Keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Keep it going. So another
Yeah.
album
Yeah.
coming soon
Yeah,
then?
we definitely
Yeah.
want. We already have a few songs that we're like working on. So
Awesome.
when we have the time in the studio, we'll definitely
Maybe
lay some
even
tracks.
an EP.
Yeah.
Some covers.
Yeah, we might.
Oh, gonna do some
might even-
covers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might even just try it. Just because nowadays it's so easy to record and put something out online for
Yeah.
free, even.
Yeah.
So we might just go in and do some covers to give out to people while we're waiting to record some original stuff.
Okay, great. All right, awesome. Well, ladies, thank you so much for sitting with us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you guys.
We're looking so forward to the show in a little bit. Can't wait.
So
So,
excited.
and if you do have glitter and want to throw it at us, I mean, you
I
can.
wish.
Well, I'm glad you know because it kind of freaks me out. But anyway, thank you so much, and hopefully we can get you back on the show in the future for your next album. Huh?
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.